Hey guys, today we're talking depth and how to create it with EQ. So usually when we think of creating depth, we think of time-based stuff like reverbs, delays, choruses, that kind of thing. However, in some cases, this isn't always necessary. So let's jump into Studio One now and I can show you what I mean. So firstly, it's really important to point out that to create depth in a track, we must have contrast. Without contrast, everything will sound flat and two-dimensional. So usually I start this process by, kind of imagining how an element would sound if it's right in front of me or far away. This kind of helps me, gives me context. So typically things that are far away are quieter, darker sounding, and are generally less detailed. And things that are right in front of you have much more transient detail and clarity. So with all these things in mind, you can start to shape the sound accordingly to where you want it to sit in your track. So there are a bunch of contributing factors that give the listener cues as to where the placement of a sound is within a track. These could be the dynamic differences between elements or how much reverb a sound has compared to another. But today I just want to discuss the tonal contrasts we can make to create depth. So for this example, I'm going to be using Kelvin Wood's track Faded, which I mixed last year. I'm going to show you how to create depth tonally by contrasting two elements. So in this case, I'm just going to use the clap and the piano and demonstrate how to push the clap back by changing it tonally. So there are obviously loads of ways to change the tone of a sound, but today I'm just going to keep it simple and use EQ. So yeah, let's take a listen to a few before and after examples. So as you can hear, by simply removing the high end, we can start to push a sound back in the mix. So as mentioned before, things that are further away sound darker and have less transient detail. So by removing the high end, we not only make things quieter and darker, but we're also attenuating the transient frequency and clarity. So you can see with the right thought process and one move, we can start to create depth in a really simple way. This can be applied with every aspect in your tracks. You can help push a reverb further away from a bright vocal by making it darker, for example. The possibilities are pretty endless. I just wanted to demonstrate that creating depth is as much about thought process and imagination as it is about technique, and that you don't always have to reach for reverbs and delays. I hope you found this video useful, and I'll catch you in the next one.